Lamb of God are back as Burn the Priest, Melvins, Bad Brains, Cro-Mags, others. Join me as I review this album and take on my biggest challenge yet. Folk. Formed in 1994 in Richmond, Virginia, and as everybody knows, Burn the Priest were Lamb of God before they became Lamb of God, which they changed their name to in 1999, and have gone on to become one of the biggest metal bands on the planet, and rightly so. And one of my favourite bands. Last year they announced that they were going to be going on hiatus for a little while. Also the same year, was it last year? Can't remember if it was last year or at the beginning of this year when they announced that they were actually doing the covers album under the moniker of Burn the Priest. Again, a reflection that they were returning to their roots. I'm just trying to find out where the fuck I am. I'd like to take this opportunity as well to actually apologise for the wind noise. Unfortunately, I don't have my microphone set up with me today. Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah, it's one of the things I forgot to take with me today. So I'm afraid if there's any wind noise, you guys are just gonna have to fucking deal with it. The album itself consists of mainly hardcore covers for bands like Cro-Mags and Bad Brains, but it also consists of Melvins and Ministry. Hi! So yeah, dickheads. This is why I hate folk. Nobody puts Benji in a corner. At the Millennium Ham Bridge. Apparently so. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, first song is not The Accused, that's the band who do it, silly Billy. Inherit the Earth. Well, this was by The Accused. I'll have to remember which album it was from in a minute because I've written it down on the phone. Martha Splatterhead's Maddest Stories Ever Told. But yeah, it's a pretty straight ahead cover. Randy pretty much does his own vocal delivery on it, which works very well, makes it his own. But no, it's pretty much a standard cover. Good start, lads. How lovely. Next up we have Honey Bucket from Melvins, and this is from their 1993 album Houdini, classic album, and this is one of my favourite songs of all time. So I gotta admit, I wasn't a huge fan of this cover. I didn't think it kind of felt cold. Didn't have as much life into it. Maybe it's just because I've listened to the original so many goddamn times, but I wasn't a great fan of what Randy did with the vocals on this one either. It just kind of didn't sound right to me. But moving on. Did anybody order a huge amount of assholes? Next song is Kerosene, and this is by originally by Big Black, which is of course the infamous producer Steve Albini's band. I'm not actually familiar with the original song for this one, but I actually really enjoyed this track. I thought this was a very good one. I thought, you know, maybe it helps if you haven't heard it, I don't know, you've got nothing to compare to, but I thought I very much enjoyed this one. I'm really in the fucking lair here, motherfucker. Really going through this shit. Next up, we've got, oh shit, I can't remember what it was. Yes, Kill Yourself by S.O.D. from their infamous 1985 album, Speak English or Die, which is both are interesting things to say in a crowd full of people. It is not I who is big, it is this one. Or is it? Or am I the one? I don't know. Looks like it's in pain. Some motherfuckers put it in a sling. God damn it. And all the way around here, we got there's a big fucking wheel. What's going on there? Okay, take a bit of a chill break on this one. Next song is Eye Against Eye by Bad Brains from the 1986 album of the same name. This is actually kind of the impetus, I believe, of the album in many ways. Way back in 95, I think it was, when the band were originally under the Burn the Priest moniker. Oh my gosh. Revy engines, what on earth? Yeah, but Mark and Randy apparently had a conversation in a car. They were listening to this song and Randy sang the song perfectly, and Mark actually made note of that and said that you know, oh, we should actually cover that one day. So that was actually the impetus of this album. To be fair, I think they actually did a really solid job of this song. Randy in particular, I think, did a fantastic job on the vocals, and considering he's been asked to stand in for HR on many occasions for the heavier side of the sets when Bad Bradens have been performing, yeah, you can see why they chose him. He did a very good job. Of course, nobody can ever replace HR back in the heyday. Am I in focus there, or is it focusing on me? What's it doing? Is it focusing on me? There you go. Yeah, HR back in the heyday when he was actually fully going. He was pretty much the man. But yeah, he does a very good job of doing the vocals on this song. Very good version. God, I think I've said enough. Way back in my drinking days, I would have quite often woke up on a bench such as this. Next song we have is Axis Rot by a band called Sliang, Laos. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is a song I've never actually heard of before. A band I've never heard of before. I don't think many people actually have, due to the fact that they were from Richmond, Virginia. I don't think they ever actually released an album. Yeah, Randy's actually gone on the record to say that he thought this is the greatest band to ever come out of Richmond, Virginia. And he actually put in a recent Instagram post, which I'll put the link to in the description, saying that pretty much. Thought the song was very good. As I said, I've never heard the band before. I don't think many people have, but it's one of those. I think this, if this is anything to go by, then I'm going to be listening to more and more of their stuff. I don't know where the fuck I'm looking. I don't know if I'm looking there or there. Washing machines last longer with Cal gone. Next up is Jesus Built by Hotrod by Ministry from the classic Psalm 69 album. This was originally sung by Gibby Haynes from oh, hang on, let me just try and cross over. Originally sung by Gibby Haynes, of course, from the Butthole Surfers. I think the lyrics came from the, what's her name, Flannery woman. She wrote Wise Blood. Flannery O'Connor, I think her name was. Not sure, but yeah, this is a cover of the classic Ministry song, and yeah, it's a good version. Now, the only thing I would say, just after the spoken word intro, which Randy nails, by the way, there's this weirdly sort of extended intro that I didn't really feel added much of anything to the song. But other than that, it's a pretty standard rendition of the of a classic. Trying to get a shot of me through this one, motherfucker. Trying to do these landmark shots, nobody gives a shit anyway. Next song is One Voice by hardcore legends Agnostic Front. Forgot who they were then for a second, I won't lie. Oh, there you go. Better, motherfucker. God dang. This is from the 1992 album, I think it was, of the same name, One Voice. And I think this was a Willie Adler pick, and pretty faithful rendition, really. This is a good fucking version of the song. Jesus Christ, I'm trying to concentrate on doing a review, rather than negotiating these shitheads. I fucking hate people. Next up is Dine Alone by Quicksand. I think this is from their 1993 album Slip. Never heard this band before, actually. So many bands I just haven't bloody heard. It's ridiculous, really. But yeah, I really enjoyed this version. Really enjoyed this track. I thought it went really well. It has to be said that Randy's vocals in this were quite good as well. I should have mentioned, I don't know if I have already, that he does quite a lot of clean vocals on this album, different sounding clean vocals, which he hasn't done before. And all it works really well. On this track in particular, this one works really well. So now we come to the final song on the album, which is We Gotta Know by the almighty Cro-Mags from the 1986 album The Age of Quarrel. All sorts of fun going on. What a bunch of shite. Pathetic. And yes, from The Age of Quarrel, which is in many people's opinion, and maybe mine, one of the greatest hardcore records of all frickin' time. But they do an okay job of this. I mean, no one can do the Cro-Mags like the Cro-Mags. That's so rooted in my brain, that album, that To be fair, the band do a pretty good job, but much like Honey Bucket, it's not the original. None of them are. That is the album overall. Overall, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. There's definitely some good stuff on there, but there's no denying that the originals are way, way, way better and what I'd rather be watching. Or should I say, rather be listening to. I think like most covers albums, like the Metallica stuff that came about, I think the main purpose of these, and the great thing, is that it introduces these bands to a new audience, a younger audience. And for that, I always think that it's worth it. For me personally, I'd rather just listen to the originals. Decent enough takes on them, but none of the originals are so ingrained in my brain by this point. I'd just rather listen to them. So, that's me done. After a very long day. I say a very long day, I've still got 7 hours before the fucking bus. But it's taken me hours to record this damn thing. And it's boiling as hell as well. I'm heading towards Buckinghamshire Palace now. I think the Royals would have wanted that. I think the band would have wanted that. But what have I got coming up next? Okay, so I've got my live review of Machine Head still to come up. That should be up sort of Thursday-ish, I think. And I may have a few other bits and pieces. I'm not sure what's coming up next week, actually. I think there's a new Bleeding Through album, Dope Throne. But yeah, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, share, comment, and get notifications if you have already subscribed, so you don't miss out on any of this bullshit. I'm off to roast in the sun for another 7 hours. Well, till whenever. And catch you next time, bitch.